And when you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it. This simple yet profoundly powerful idea lies at the very heart of a remarkable story called The Alchemist, written by the Brazilian author Paulo Coelho. It is a promise, a whisper carried on the wind, suggesting that our deepest desires are somehow connected to the grand design of the world itself. It speaks not just to adventurers or heroes, but to every single one of us who has ever held a quiet dream within our hearts. It asks us to consider a magnificent possibility. What if the world is not merely a passive backdrop to our lives, but an active participant waiting to help us on our way? This notion invites us to look at our own lives with a fresh sense of wonder. Our guide on this extraordinary journey is a young Andalusian shepherd boy named Santiago. His life is simple, predictable and comfortable. He knows his sheep, the fields he roams, and the rhythm of the seasons. Yet, a recurring dream troubles his peaceful existence, a dream of a hidden treasure waiting for him near the Great Pyramids in Egypt. This dream is a disruption, a call to adventure that pulls him away from the familiar and into the vast, unknown world. Santiago's story is special because it is a tale we can all understand. It is the story of choosing a path of uncertainty over a life of comfortable sameness, a choice that every human heart must face at some point. One of the most enchanting ideas in The Alchemist is the concept of omens. Santiago learns that the universe is constantly speaking to us, offering signs and guidance along our path. These are not dramatic, supernatural events, but subtle clues hidden in the fabric of everyday life. An omen could be the flight of two hawks, a chance encounter with a stranger, or a stone that feels warm to the touch. It is a language without words, a communication that relies on intuition and attentiveness. Learning to read these omens is like learning to understand the behavior of animals in the wild. It requires patience, observation, and a quiet mind. This idea can be understood through a simple analogy from the natural world. Imagine you are walking through a forest. You might not hear a spoken warning of an approaching storm, but you can feel it. The air grows still, the birds fall silent, and the light begins to change. These are nature's omens. In the same way, our own lives are filled with such signs. Perhaps you are considering a new job, and you keep meeting people who work in that specific field. Or maybe you are feeling lost, and a song on the radio plays with lyrics that speak directly to your situation. These are not mere coincidences. The book suggests they are whispers from the universe nudging you in the right direction. As Santiago travels deeper into the desert, he is introduced to a concept that binds everything together, the soul of the world. This is the idea that all things, from a grain of sand to a star in the sky, from a humble beetle to a human being, are connected by a single, living, spiritual force. It's a universal life energy that runs through everything and desires for all of its creations to reach their full potential. When we are pursuing our own personal legend, we are not just fulfilling our own dream, we are also contributing to the perfection of the soul of the world. It is a beautiful and unifying vision of existence. Think of it like a magnificent ancient rainforest. Every single element plays a crucial role. The tallest trees provide shade, the fallen leaves create rich soil, the insects pollinate the flowers, and the rivers carry life to every corner. Each part is distinct, yet they all work together in a perfect, interconnected harmony. If one part suffers, the entire ecosystem is affected. The soul of the world is this same principle applied to the entire universe. Our individual actions, thoughts, and dreams have a ripple effect, touching everything else. When we act with love, courage, and purpose, we are nourishing this collective soul. This profound connection means that we can communicate with all of creation. Santiago learns to speak with the desert, the wind and the sun, not with words, but through an understanding of this shared essence. On his journey, Santiago discovers that the most significant obstacle is not the harsh desert, the dangerous armies, or the thieves he encounters. The greatest obstacle is an internal one, the fear of failure. As he gets closer to his treasure, a powerful fear begins to grip him. What if he risks everything and finds nothing? What if he suffers for a dream that was never real? The alchemist teaches him a crucial lesson. The fear of suffering is worse than the suffering itself. This is a truth that speaks directly to the human condition. We often spend more time and energy worrying about a potential negative outcome than we would actually spend dealing with it if it came to pass. This fear is a creature that lives in the imagination. It builds elaborate scenarios of disaster and convinces us that it is safer to stay where we are, in the realm of the known and the comfortable. Think of someone who dreams of starting their own business. The fear of failure might whisper in their ear, "What if no one buys your product? What if you lose all your money? What if people laugh at you?" These questions can be so paralyzing that the person never even takes the first step. They remain in their unsatisfying job not because they are truly content, but because they are held captive by the fear of what might go wrong. Near the end of his quest, Santiago finally meets the alchemist, a mysterious and wise figure who understands the secrets of the universe. Alchemy, as the book presents it, is not merely about turning lead into gold. That is just a symbol for a much deeper and more meaningful transformation. The true work of an alchemist is to achieve one's personal legend, to purify oneself through life's trials, and to connect with the soul of the world. The secret of alchemy, therefore, is the secret of personal transformation. It is about turning the lead of our ordinary, fearful and limited selves into the gold of our enlightened, courageous and fully realized selves. This process is not magical. It is deeply practical. The alchemist shows Santiago that all the wisdom he needs is already within him, forged by the challenges he has faced. Every moment of despair, every act of courage, and every lesson in trust has been part of his alchemical process. Consider the craft of a blacksmith. To create a strong and beautiful sword, the blacksmith must take a lump of raw iron, heat it in a scorching fire, and hammer it repeatedly on an anvil. It is a process of intense pressure and heat. In the same way, life's difficulties are the fire and the hammer that shape our character, burning away our impurities and forging our inner strength. The ultimate lesson the alchemist imparts is that the treasure was not just at the destination, it was also found along the way. The gold Santiago sought was not only the physical riches buried near the pyramids, but also the spiritual wealth he had accumulated. He learned the language of the world, he found love, and most importantly, he discovered his own power and resilience. This is a profound insight. We often fixate on a future goal, a promotion, a new house, a certain amount of money, believing that happiness resides there. But the book teaches that fulfillment is found in the living of the journey, in the person we become as we strive towards our goals. As Santiago's story comes to a close, we are left not with an ending, but with a beginning. The final pages of the book are a gentle but firm invitation to look inward and ask ourselves a powerful question. What is my personal legend? What is the dream that my heart has been quietly whispering to me? The book's enduring magic lies in its ability to act as a mirror, reflecting our own unspoken aspirations and encouraging us to see our own lives as a grand and sacred quest. It suggests that, like Santiago, each of us has a unique treasure waiting to be discovered, a unique purpose that only we can fulfill in this world. The lessons from his journey serve as a map for our own. We are reminded to listen for the omens in our daily lives, the chance encounters and small synchronicities that guide us. We are encouraged to find our connection to the soul of the world, to see ourselves not as isolated individuals, but as vital parts of a magnificent, interconnected whole. And perhaps most importantly, we are taught to walk forward in spite of our fears, understanding that the experience of the journey is a treasure in itself. These are not abstract philosophical ideas. They are practical tools for living a more meaningful and courageous life, starting today. Think about your own life right now. Is there a path you have been hesitant to take? A creative project you have been putting off? A conversation you know you need to have? These are the starting points of your own personal legend. The journey does not require you to sell your flock and cross the desert. It may begin with a single small step, signing up for a class, writing the first page of a book, or simply allowing yourself the space to dream without judgment. The universe, as the book promises, conspires to help those who are brave enough to begin. And so we are left with this inspiring thought. Your story is still unwritten. The journey of Santiago is a beautiful tale, but its greatest purpose is to awaken you to the adventure of your own existence. What treasure lies waiting for you? What lessons will you learn along the way? The world is full of magic and meaning for those who have the courage to look for it. Listen closely to the whisper of your own heart. It knows the way. Your own magnificent, unwritten journey is waiting for you to take the first step.